Yo, what it do, wealth champions? Top of the morning to you. Your goals don't give a care about how you feel. They only care about how you act. So it's time for the daily hustle with yours truly, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. And give me a second, let me get these doors closed and let's get started. Shout out to my man Chuck Harden of the Power Builders family for that quote, man. I was listening to him do his midday mind shift yesterday, and if you guys are not following Chuck Harden, I'll put a link to his Facebook profile down below. He does every Wednesday a midweek mind shift video. He's an excellent trainer and business coach and does a lot of personal growth and self development stuff. Phenomenal, phenomenal guy for you guys to follow. But as I was listening to him break down how to be persistent, and he dropped that line on me, man, and it really, really, really shook me up a little bit because I know tons of people who are in the business of making excuses of why they cannot do something. And usually it's all about how they feel, right? They don't feel like getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to chase down their dreams. They don't feel like putting in a little extra work after they get off work on a long, from a long day, hard day at work. They don't feel like uh, doing something extra to make some extra money. They don't feel like pouring over their budget on a regular basis. They don't feel like this, that, and the other. Therefore, they don't do it. But I want you guys to realize something that I'm sure you guys already know because you're watching something like this. But success is never, ever, 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 ever convenient. To become successful, it requires you to be very intentional and very deliberate about your actions. See, your goals don't care about your feelings, they only respond to your actions. Right? I want you to think about some of the great, legendary, successful people on this planet. Do you think that Bill Gates had days where he didn't feel like going to work? He didn't feel like executing a part of his game plan. He didn't feel like the boardroom on a particular day. And yet he did it anyway. We know and we hear the stories of athletes. Michael Jordan's flu game, for instance. Come on. It could have been, it was easy for him to say in a championship series, I don't feel my best today. I don't feel like playing today. But he played anyway. And we know the outcome, right? See, there is consistent effort, there is persistent effort, and then there are times when you just flat out have to persevere. See, consistency says I'm going to do something at regular intervals because I'm trying to hit a particular goal. So you might get up every day and brush your teeth every morning. And every morning you're consistent with that, right? Well, what will cause you to be persistent in brushing your teeth? See, persistence is when you do something at regular intervals despite challenges and obstacles getting in your way. So you might wake up one morning and you brush your teeth at the same time every day, but someone's in the bathroom taking all day on this particular day. You might wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth at the same time, but this morning you woke up later than usual, so you're running late and you don't have the time to do your normal morning routine. You still brush your teeth, right? That's being persistent because there are some obstacles in your way, but you push through those obstacles no matter how you feel and you get it done. The problem or the challenge with hitting our goals and performing above average and getting ourselves out of the land of mediocrity is it's optional for most of us. See, most of us have a job, we have a life that we've already carved out for ourselves. So we've been able to build a certain level of comfort. Therefore, to elevate, to change that circumstance or that situation is actually optional because we can always fall back on if I don't do anything but what I'm doing, at least I have XYZ. And that's the most dangerous place to be in, right? That place where elevation is optional. See, I subscribe to something called forced accountability. In 2016, I had started growing my business to a place where it was starting to take off for me. And I really wanted to take it to the next level. And believe it or not, one of the things that was holding me back from doing that was a very comfortable job, right? The income was decent for my family's lifestyle. The work was not hard. I just been elevated to a management position. So I had a small team that I was managing, and I had started to gain the like and the trust of upper management. In fact, I was actually up for my second promotion within 12 months or so, and I decided to walk away. Decided to walk away and pursue my business full time. Not because my business income had surpassed my job income, not because I had strategically put myself in position uh, to live comfortably outside of my job, but what I knew is that I needed to force myself to double down on my goals. I need to force myself to double down on my pursuit of wealth through entrepreneurship. And as long as I was holding on to the job, it wasn't going to happen for me. So I let it go. Now, has it been all peaches and cream? Absolutely not. It was the most frightening and exhilarating thing I've ever done uh, at the same time outside of my first child being born, right? If you're your father or mother, you know you had that first kid. It was exciting and frightening at the same time. That's how it was when I left my job to pursue entrepreneurship full time, right? So I had to force myself to produce. Otherwise, it would have been too easy for me to continue to run back into my comfort zone. We've heard the stories of the great war heroes who uh, storm a beach and burn their ships, right? They want to remove any option for retreat. And most of us have those options to retreat into a life of mediocrity. So when we don't feel like pursuing our goal, we just don't, right? Last but not least, we talked about being consistent, we talked about being persistent, and then there's this thing called perseverance. See, consistent is doing something at regular intervals to pursue or achieve a goal. Persistence is doing something at regular intervals um, when there's in the face of opposition, right? But perseverance is when you actually get knocked on your butt. How do you respond then? Do you tuck your tail and run back to your comfort zone? Or do you get up off the canvas and you go for the knockout? So I want you guys to think about that. Being successful is very intentional and very deliberate. No one has ever stumbled upon success. They've all taken deliberate action, and I guarantee you, they've all had times in which, for stretches on end, they just didn't feel like performing. There's times I don't feel like listening to a motivational tape, podcast, or a training, but I'm far past what I feel like doing and getting on with the business of doing what I know I need to do in order to have the success that I want to have. So again, I want to shout out my man Chuck Harden. That was a great line in his midday mind shift yesterday. I'll put a link to his page so you guys can follow him. If you don't do anything else, but check that out every Wednesday afternoon. It is phenomenal. So do me a huge favor, man. If you got any value out of today's daily hustle, then I want you to hit the like button on this page. I want you to hit the like button on the video. Then I want you to hit the leave me a comment below. Let me know about a time that you performed when you didn't feel like it. And as a result of that performance, you had an astounding outcome. Whether you went to work on a day that you didn't feel like going to work and you got promoted, whether you uh, persisted through some of the most challenging personal growth that you needed to achieve some goal. Let me know in the comments. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and turn on the notifications so you get notified when we drop all of our videos, from our daily hustle to our midday marketing tips on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and coming very soon, our live podcast recordings. You don't want to miss those things, so make sure you turn on a little bell notification. And then last but not least, man, if you know someone that you think can benefit from this, go ahead and hit that share button. Copy the link to today's stream and drop it in someone's inbox. Shoot it to them via email or text. You never know how you can bless someone's life by sharing some positive information with them. And if you are trying to transform your life financially, be sure to check out the Wealth Creation Playbook. Go to www.wealthcreationplaybook.com. There you'll be able to download my ebook for free. And it's going to break down the 6 money killers that's keeping most people broke no matter how hard they work. And none of us want that. We're working too hard. And it's going to give you the one solution to help you overcome that. And you're going to have to wrestle with whether that's something that you want to pursue. It's also going to give you a video overview of how you can start your own financial education franchise and start teaching people wealth building principles and strategies and get paid handsomely to do so. So with that, man, I appreciate you guys always for tuning in to the Daily Hustle. I'm your boy H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor. Make sure you click on the button with my picture in the circle to subscribe. Make sure you click on the video below if you want to watch more content from the financial health mentor. Until I talk to you next time, get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.